We already calculated these. Net sales is 300. Come on. Variable costs are, just to make sure, 45. Discount rate is 15. We calculated our net capital spending as 1 million, or I'm sorry, 700,000. Change in net working capital, $300,000. I already have the formula here. OCF minus net capital spending minus change in net working capital, just to make sure. Now, OCF is going to be net sales. That's same for every year, so I'm going to fix minus variable costs minus fixed costs minus, I'm going to take the depreciation from the other page because it varies every year, times 1 minus tax rate. Okay. I think I did something wrong. It shouldn't be that low. Oh, yeah, depreciation is too high. But that was just net income. I need to add back the depreciation. Obviously, for years 1 through 6, net capital spending and change in net working capital is 0. On the last year, uh, we're going to have negative of the after-tax salvage as net capital spending. It is, in a sense, negative capital spending. And here, negative of that. That should be 300,000. Let's make sure. So those are our cash flows. Okay. Anything unclear or you want to show you again? All I did here is net sales minus variable costs minus fixed costs. And I grabbed the depreciation from the previous page times 1 minus tax rate, and I added back the depreciation. To calculate all the criteria, I'm going to go to our template. Okay. Our cost of capital is 15. Cost of investment is net capital spending plus change in net working capital. That's 1 million. 7-year life. Don't worry about the other stuff. And the cash flows, I'm going to copy from the other one. Copy. Oops. Base values. All I have to do is read off the NPV, the IRR, and for payback, it happens sometime in year 7, so it's 665. On a discounted basis, it never pays back. I mean, if I change some numbers, it will be different, maybe 10%. No, even at 10%, I still get negative. I mean, it doesn't matter what the number is. So calculating the project's NPV or IRR or payback is not too difficult once you get the cash flows. But always remember, if there are any opportunity costs, take them into account. If there are side effects, take them into account. And return the net working capital back to the firm at the last year of the projects and add the salvage value as negative capital spending in the last year. Okay. Now, up till now, everything is just rather mechanical. But in practice, first thing you need to keep in mind is all inputs are either projections or estimates. There may not be too much estimation error when you're thinking about things like how much I'm going to spend on equipment, because you know exactly what you need to put the project in place, and they're based on current market prices. But a lot of the cash flow is based on things like future sales, right? Well, what do? You do some sort of estimation, and based on that, you make a decision. And even if you had a statistically valid model of estimation, by definition, you're working with samples. If you're going to estimate the demand, you do a marketing survey based on that. Okay, I could sell this much at this price. You estimate some sort of demand curve and you come up with that. I'm sure you guys will see some of those in your either current marketing class or upper level marketing classes if you're a marketing major. But there is statistical input. So one of the key sources of risk is forecasting risk. I'll give you an example of a rather timely issue at EKU. Most of you probably have heard that EKU is about to change its, they're going to have a vote on the next Board of Regents meeting, is about to change their tuition policy. Right now, this semester, if you took 18 hours, you paid exactly the same tuition as somebody who took 12. If you took more than 18, you paid more per credit hour. The proposal right now is to reduce that number to 15. That means if you're somebody who just got in, you could still graduate in 4 years by taking 15. But as a lot of our students do, if you have a double major, you added a minor, a certificate. I have some students who are triple majors or double majors plus other stuff, or you started in some other major. Maybe you started psychology, then you realize that you'll eat better if you have a business degree instead of a psychology. You change majors. That means in order to graduate in 4 years, you're going to have to take extra hours. So that proposal is going to cost you more. I was in the faculty senate meeting last Monday, not this one, the one previous. and they're projecting that this is gonna bring EKU around $800,000 a year in additional revenue. I have no confidence whatsoever in that number. Uh, Based on my past experience, more than likely, they supposedly uh, took their model takes into account of demand response. It's economics 001, not even 101. If you increase the price of something, people demand less of it, right? Maybe if you're senior, you got only 1 year left, you're gonna say the hell with it, I'll pay the extra. But if I'm a sophomore or junior and my advisor, in fact, I told a lot of my advisees, take 18 hours if you want to graduate on time. And now I'm going to have to re-advise them based on 15 if they want to take only 15. Uh, that's a non-issue. But people are going to demand less of it. I mean, a lot of our students are poor. Sometimes they have to make a decision between graduating in 4 years versus eating. Okay. If I add, that's 6 hours, right? What's the hourly rate right now? 400. So that's 2,400 per year or $200 a month. Well, if you're eating only rice and beans, that's pretty much your food bill, which means you're going to graduate later. That's going to reduce the 4 year graduation rate, which is a criteria in performance funding for universities from the state. Or you're going to decide, the hell with it, I'm not going to do that minor, or I'm not going to do that certificate, and you're going to actually reduce your demand for credit hours. And so there are errors in these estimates. And the board is going to make a decision based on that estimate.